Hi friends, this video contains the meaning of endorsement of a bills of exchange and the kinds of endorsing a bill. See, this is the meaning of endorsement word. Endorsement is a legal term that means signing of a document that allows legal transfer of a negotiable instrument from one party to another. With one example, I will explain the meaning of this sentence. On 1st January 18, A purchased goods from C for 1 lakh rupees on credit, and credit period allowed by C is 3 months. Here C is known as creditor because he is giving loan, and A is called debtor. So when A has to pay the money to C from 1st January to 3 months, if you count, then April month will come now. So in April month, A has to pay 1 lakh rupees to C. On the other hand, on 1st February 2018, assume A sold goods to B for 1 lakh rupees. B requested for 2 months credit period. A accepted and A prepared a bills of exchange for this 1 lakh rupees. Now, from A's point of view, this bill is known as bills receivable because in future he is going to receive money on this document from B. And from B's point of view, this bill is known as bills payable because on this document in future B has to pay the money to A. Now A is known as drawer. A person who prepares a bill is known as drawer, and a person on whom this bill is prepared is known as drawee. Now what is the due date of this bill? From 1st February to 2 months we have to count. So 1st March 1 month, 1st April 2 months. So to this 1st April 2018 date we have to add 3 grace days. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So due date of the bill is 4th April 2018. On that day A goes to B, A presents this document to B, and B pays 1 lakh rupees to A. That 1 lakh rupee A has to pay to C. Instead of this, what A wants to do is, he wants to give this bill to C. So he went to C with that proposal. I'll give one bill to you. On 4th April, you go to B and take the money from him. Suppose C accepted for this. Then here A is transferring that bill to C now. So a person who is transferring the bill is known as endorser, and a person to whom this bill is transferred is known as endorsee. Till now, on this document, A has the right to take the money, and he is passing that right to C. So passing on the right of collecting the money from one party to another party is known as endorsement. So for A, this is a bills receivable. For B, it is a bills payable. And for endorsee, a bill becomes bills receivable because in future on this document he will receive the money from B. No? Now see the meaning of this sentence. Endorsement is a legal term. So endorsement is legally valid. That means signing of a document. How A endorses that bill to C? By putting his signature on the document. So on the face of the document he may sign, or on the back side of the document he may sign. That allows legal transfer of a negotiable instrument. So here instrument means document, negotiable means transferable. So bills of exchange is one negotiable instrument. Not only bills of exchange, check, promissory note, hundi also come under negotiable instruments. All these credit instruments we can transfer from one party to another party. So of a negotiable instrument from one party to another, from whom to whom this bill is transferred? From A to C. Okay. Then this endorsement word is derived from a Latin word endorsum. Endorsum means what? On the back. So endorsement means signing on the back side of one negotiable instrument. And remember one point, there is no maximum limit on number of endorsements. So before the due date, n number of times a bill can be endorsed from one party to another party. So A endorsed to C, C can endorse the bill to D, D can endorse it to E, E to F. Now on the due date, presume that bill is with F. Then F becomes the holder of the bill. Bill is drawn by A, but money is taken by F. So F goes to B, he presents that bill and he takes the money. Okay? And remember one more point here. Suppose E is endorsing the bill to F. Then E has to put the signature on this document, no? Assume that so many times bill was endorsed, and for signature purpose there is no space on the face of the bill or on the back side of the bill. Then how to endorse the bill? For that purpose, E attaches a piece of paper to this document. This paper is known as allonge. E signs on this document. So this document is also a valid document. Now with the same example, let us see the essentials of a valid endorsement. Valid endorsement means what? Legally acceptable endorsement. A is endorsing this bill to C, no? If that endorsement is to be legally accepted, then A has to follow some essential points. What are they? First one, it must be signed on the face or back of the instrument. So A has to put his signature on the face of the document or on the back side of the document. Then only that endorsement will be a valid one. Then second condition is, it must be signed by the payee in exact spellings as appearing on the face of the negotiable instrument. Here payee means who? A person who is going to take the money on the due date. If bill is not endorsed, then A will take the money on the due date from B, no? So A will become the payee. This bill contains payee signature, no? Assume payee's name is Sailaja and she signed like this on this bill, SHA. And while endorsing this bill to C, so again she has to put her signature on the bill. While signing, she signed like this, SCILAJA. So signatures are not tallied. In that case, this endorsement will not be a valid endorsement. Then the third point is, it must be completed by the delivery of the instrument. So putting only the signature on the face of the bill or on the back side of the bill for endorsement purpose is not enough. So after putting A's signature, A has to hand over this document to C. Then only we can say that A is endorsed the bill to C. There are 6 types of endorsements. First one is blank endorsement. Then endorsement in full, restrictive endorsement, conditional endorsement, endorsement sans recourse, facultative endorsement. Let us see about them one by one. Blank endorsement is also known as general endorsement. Means what? The endorser only signs his name on the bill without mentioning the name of the endorsee. In this example, A is endorsing these bills of exchange to C, no? So A is the endorser, C is endorsee. Assume this is the backside of the bill. Here only A's signature is there. So A didn't mention C's name here. So without mentioning the name of endorsee, if an endorser endorses the bill, that endorsement is called blank endorsement. So the effect of blank endorsement is order instrument will become a bearer instrument. On 4/4/18, B has to pay 1 lakh rupees to A. So this is called one order instrument, because they, to whom B has to pay the money? Only to A. Blank endorsement, what happened? A is transferring the right on the bill to other person. If on the due date C possesses the bill, then C goes to B with this document, C presents the bill, then C takes the money. Suppose C endorses that bill to D. Now D presents this bill and he takes the money. So bearer instrument means what? Whoever goes to drawee to take the money on the due date, to that person drawee will pay the money. Thus, one order instrument is converted into bearer instrument when endorsement is done in this manner. Second one is endorsement in full, also known as special endorsement. Means what? The endorser writes the name of endorsee before his signature. A is endorsing this bill to C, no? So while endorsing, on the back side of the bill, A wrote like this, pay to C. Who is C here? Endorsee. So bill contains endorsee's name. Below to that, A puts his signature. Now this type of endorsement is known as endorsement in full. Now on the due date, who goes to B to collect the money? C. So and on the bill, C's name is mentioned, no. So B pays money to C only. And C, if he wants to endorse that bill to other person, C also does the same. So pay to D, C's signature. Then D goes to B to collect the money on the due date. A blank endorsement can easily be converted into endorsement in full. For example, without mentioning endorsee's name, A endorsed this bill. This endorsement is known as blank endorsement, no? So anybody can take the money on the due date by submitting that bill to B. And C endorsed this bill to D. Now what C wants to do is, this blank endorsement he wants to convert into endorsement in full. And above this A's signature, simply C wrote pay to D. Then what happened? This endorsement became an endorsement in full. Here on the due date, to D only B has to pay the money. And here the advantage to C is, he is relieved from endorser responsibilities. For example, bill is dishonoured by B. B failed to pay the money on this bill to D. In that case, A's signature is there on the bill now. Then D can directly go to A and demand for that amount. Third one is restrictive endorsement. Means what? It restricts further endorsement of the instrument. So A prepared a bills of exchange on B. Now A wants to endorse this bill to C. So A is endorser, C is endorsee. A is writing C's name, and along with that A added one word, that is only. So what is the meaning of this? A is endorsing that bill to C, but C cannot endorse that bill to other person. So on the due date, C should only go to B to take the money. In case of other endorsements, when A is transferring this bill to C, A is transferring all his rights on this document to C. But in case of restrictive endorsement, except the right of further endorsement, all other rights are transferred by A to C. So just like A, now C has the right to take the money from B. Like A, now C also can sue on others. He can take legal action on related parties. But like A, C cannot endorse this bill to any other person. Fourth one is conditional or qualified endorsement. Means what? It makes the transfer of title from endorser to endorsee subject to fulfillment of some conditions. Means while endorsing this bill to C, A mentioned like this on the backside of the bill: pay to C after his marriage and A's signature. Here, after his marriage is one condition. When this condition is fulfilled, then only this endorsement will become a valid endorsement. Then only the rights of A on this bill will get transferred to C. Okay? See the sentence? It makes the transfer of title. Transfer of title means what? Title means the rights of A on this particular document. When these rights will get transferred to C from endorser to endorsee, from A to C, when these rights will get transferred, subject to fulfillment of some conditions. The condition here is marriage of C. After C's marriage only, that right will get transferred from A to C. Fifth one is endorsement sans recourse. Means while endorsing, if an endorser writes these words on the document, then that endorsement is known as endorsement sans recourse. By writing these words, what endorser does? An endorser writes the words sans recourse on the bill while endorsing to exclude his liability thereon. So if endorser writes these words, he can exclude himself from some liabilities. Okay? Means what? Let us see clearly. A is endorsing this bill to C. Okay? And A wrote like this: pay to C A. This is endorsement in full. Now C is endorsing this bill to D. Then C also wants to do the same. Then what C does? Pay to D. C puts his signature. Similarly, D is endorsing to E. E is endorsing to F. F to G. And while endorsing like this, what E did is, E wrote like this: pay to F, and he added these words also: sans recourse and his signature. Then what is the meaning of this? G went to B to collect the money on the due date. Assume B dishonored that bill. B failed to pay the money. Then who has given this bill to G? F. So G can demand that amount from F. F can demand that amount from D. So who gave this bill to F? E, no? But as E wrote these words, E's liability is not there here. So he is excluded from his liability. So F can directly demand that amount from D. D can demand to C. So this type of endorsement which is done by E is known as endorsement sans recourse. Now the last one is facultative endorsement. Means what? when the endorser expressly gives up some of his rights under the negotiable instrument, the endorsement is called a facultative endorsement. Means A prepared a bill on B and he endorsed that bill to C, no? Now on the due date of the bill, C approached B, C presented that bill to B. If B honors the bill, then A is not responsible for that amount. Assume that B dishonoured the bill. B failed to pay the money to C. Then who will become the next responsible person? A. So C can go to A and he can demand for that 1 lakh rupees. But to make A responsible for this amount, C is supposed to give a notice of dishonour. So that right A has. Without giving a notice, C cannot make A responsible for this amount. And while endorsing the bill, if A is foregoing that notice right, then that type of endorsement comes under facultative endorsement. Observe this. On the back side of the bill, while endorsing the bill, A wrote like this: pay to C, notice of dishonour waived, and A's signature. What is the meaning of this? I am endorsing the bill to C, and if a bill is dishonoured, C need not to give the notice of dishonoured. Notice of dishonoured right is waived by me. Waived means what? Foregoing. So without giving the notice also, C can make A responsible for this amount. So this is all about endorsement meaning and kinds of endorsing a bill. In next video, we will see the accounting procedure of endorsement of a bill. Thank you.